Leo Denevor. Be a great battle between Denevor, his opposing halfback in Trinity. Eddie Ward, over 200 first grade games. Thrown a grand final.
Right, South.
We are underway. South and the Magpies looking for their second victory of the season, and Francis already heavily involved for the Rabbitohs. Peach is a dummy half. Bypass Trindle. And he makes the tackle. O'Meara came off the wing. Pomery went for a big game. The Magpies. His elbow there. Here's Damien Kennedy. An early break for the Rabbitohs. Trindle can't get the ball to Slattery. Eventually McGuinness got him, but only just. O'Neill. High ball. So pressure on McGuinness in the fullback position. He flew high. They've come down with it, Souths. They get the first try. It's Schloss. Jeremy Schloss. The first try of the day. The first try of the season for him. And they lead by 4 points to 0.
A tremendous start by the Rabbitohs. Mario Fennick talking to the Rabbitohs coach Steve Martin before the game, and they referred to confidence with this Rabbitohs team. Well, the first 7-6 of the game has produced 100 yards of effort and a try alongside the post, and that's just what your confidence needs. A great bomb there from Julian O'Neill. Ken McGuinness, chosen at fullback for the first time in a long time. They've tested him early. Julian O'Neill, very important to this Rabbitohs team. His experience, his kicking game. Brasher put a lot of pressure up there on Ken McGuinness. Couldn't come up with the kick, with the catch. And Schloss able to score alongside the post. Prolific try scorer for the Gold Coast last year. This season, his first try for the Rabbitohs.
Absolute tackling machine over the last couple of seasons. Jeremy Schloss, his career up in Ipswich.
That opportunity set up by a great break by Terry Hermanson.
O'Neill, who has the perfect record so far this year. 13 from 13. Strikes this one, keeps it intact. The scoreline now. South's away to a great start. They lead by 6 points to 0.
You can't get a better start than that. O'Neill hoiks the high ball. That's what he's there for. Pressure for McGuinness. They all go up for it. And that's a great start for South Sydney.
Down for Brasher. Great skills. Tapping that one up into the hands. Good pressure on McGuinness. Mario Fennick, you'd be very happy with that start.
Yeah, you couldn't get a better start than that. Trindle, they're showing a bit more confidence now. Ideal start at 6-0, although there's a long way to go. Let's hope South Sydney can reduce their error rate. This guy here, Francis, is going to bring some rust up front.
Well, big, he packs a punch. It's Michael Francis. Herman's muscling his way forward. It's a new haircut. Schloss. Picked up an early penalty, so the Magpies are yet to have the ball. Quick tap by O'Neill. Enterprising play for Rodwell. Rodwell taking 35 out. Peach. This man is James Smith, the former Rooster.
And former Magpie.
Playing against his old club. Trindle. Arawana. Inside ball, O'Mara. Huge charge by Francis. The momentum going the way of Saints. Trindle. O'Neill, long ball. Skips across. Loose ball. Howlett goes back, loses it. The Magpies have it eventually.
Yeah, but a real willingness by South Sydney there to stretch the ball across the field. Long pass from Trindle on a couple of occasions there. The Western Suburbs side have got to settle it down now after a shock start from the Rabbitohs.
Adrian Rainey slips a good ball. McGuinness keeps it alive. The brothers who work so well in tandem, Kevin and Ken. That's Kevin. Big hit. Palmer straight over the top. Oxen. Luke bounce back up. Another kick for Brasher. Chase is good by George Jones. Howlett comes around. Howlett, McGuinness gets it. Slattery. Second penalty already for Souths.
Yeah, both penalties brought about by the speed at which South Sydney are playing this game. They've started on fire here today. Very quick play of the balls from Western Suburbs. Just can't really grip in defence. They're going to have to get the slower play of the balls or work a little harder on their reset. Eddie Ward wants the 10 metres maintained. And South Sydney now with another great opportunity deep in the Western Suburbs half.
So Hermanson again. Left out of the New Zealand Test team, and I think he's out to make up for that. Francis loves the work. It's Michael Francis. O'Neill shows it, set play. Brasher, 10 metres out. Magpies under pressure. Trendle. Hermanson. Off the short ball. O'Neill. Rodwell can't get on the outside of his man. Good tackle by Lane. Final tackle. O'Neill. I think the chasers are offside. Pressure for the Magpies. They've knocked it back. Souths, have they picked up their second try? Eddie Ward gives it to Caruana. Now 10 points to 0. They're shell-shocked, the Magpies.
Well, so often the kicking game is such an important ingredient in rugby league football nowadays, and Western Suburbs have held their line to tackle 5 on 2 occasions, but given up points on tackle 6 when they can't defend to the bomb. And the advantage really is here with the attacking side. You can see the Western Suburbs player standing still, waiting for the ball to come down as the attacking players come through to put pressure on him. People stand back and say, oh, but it is so difficult. Just watch here as the Western Suburbs player can do nothing but stand and wait, tries to get up above the pack, but the momentum is with the team coming forward, and Caruana picks up another 4-pointer for the Rabbitohs. Only 7 minutes gone in this game, 10 points to 0, and O'Neill with the opportunity to stretch that to 12.
Caruana, who started the season at the back of the scrum for Souths, now in the centres. Up his second try, one of the major off-season buys for the Rabbitohs in North Sydney.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, we've had 8 minutes of play. We've only seen one real missed tackle in the whole game by Western Suburbs. Yet they could well be down by 12 points. Such is the value of the kick and chase. Full marks to South Sydney to control the ball and kick well.
O'Neill struck it badly, but the flags still go up. That perfect record intact this season. 12 points to 0, they lead the Rabbits.
There it is there, 2 tries, 2 bombs. O'Neill hoiks another one. As Phil Gould said, the ascendancies with the attacking team. That's a fair try. Caruana, 12-0.
For the second time, and they are in front of the kicker. So now everything going the way of Souths and the Magpies.
This is 100% right. You watch this. The player alongside the referee, I think it was McGuinness, takes off a good 2 metres in front and right in front of the referee. He didn't even try to hide behind his back. Eddie Ward had no option there.
O'Neill will pick for touch. Mario, they are fired up, the Rabbitohs.
Yes, they are. They're getting a lot of possession though, Terry, and they've got to make sure they utilise it and not get too excited. There's a long way to go in this game. This possession's vital.
20 metres out. Michael Francis adding enthusiasm to the pack. He's debut for 98. Smith up against his old club. Francis the decoy. Trendle. O'Neill. O'Neill into the gap. Loses it. Can't regather. And it'll be a scrum. And the feed to the Magpies. Only the second time in this game they'll have the ball.
Yeah, South Sydney there, stretching Western Suburbs again. Julian O'Neill got on the outside of his man. Just tried for a little too much. Holding the ball in one one hand looking for the offload.
Hold it, don't rush it, form them first. Don't rush it.
Damien Kennedy sees something funny there that I can't see on the scoreboard.
Siri Lang, driven by trade, has been used in the back row. Willis. Rainey, only 18 years of age. A young Magpie aside this. Ramika, from a St George Dragon and also a Rooster. Damien Kennedy, probably the best ball playing forward out there for the Magpies. Deneville. Kick. Rasher comes around.
Important thing for Western Suburbs, they're down by 12 points on the scoreboard, only 10 minutes gone. They've just got to make sure that they're the next to score. That doesn't matter how long that takes. They don't want to rush out and try and get back straight away, but it's very, very important they are the next to score if they have a chance in this football game. That relates to both their attack and their defence.
Well, Hermanson, he's in for a big game, isn't he? Up over the halfway line he goes.
Well, that's the 5th time in the game that Francis and Hermanson have come back-to-back on runs. They're feeding off each other. One makes good ground, and the other one takes advantage of that. Hermanson giving a spell here. The two front rowers working very well in tandem.
Great success with the kick. And he finds touch there. Leo Clark just letting that ball go dead, and Mario Fennick, you have some news.
Yeah, Phil Gould mentioned the fact that Terry Hermanson and Francis are going so well for South Sydney. On the Western Suburbs side of things, Brent Pomeroy came to the sideline with what appeared to be an injured wrist. Bad news for West supporters, I think it's a broken wrist, and I don't think he will be returning. Brent Pomeroy with a broken wrist.
Well, they're having no luck, are they, at all? Magpies. That's the 3rd prop out of action. Brandon Pomeroy, Harvey Howard, John Scandalis. Now all unavailable, McGuinness. Halfway through. Rasher up in the line defending. Kevin Mills. Back it goes for Adrian Rayney. Loses that ball. The Rabbitohs have it. They'll go to the left-hand side. Trindle. Slattery through the first man. Tackle of Deneville. Darren Burns, he was dropped for this game. He's been reinstated with injuries. Woody Peets. Head down. Dangerously close to the train. Trindle. O'Neill. Forward pass to Brusher. He throws it back. Rah-rah style on the ground, but nobody came.
Well, South Sydney are doing very well with their ball control, but the last 2 times on half chances, O'Neill and now Brasher have gone for just a little too much. You could smell the try line there, but holding the ball in position to pass, unable to maintain it. Now they've exaggerated the error by conceding a penalty. The Western Suburbs badly in need of some relief. See here holding down on the play of the ball. Eddie Ward looking for an open game here today. And I do think we're going to get an attractive brand of football for the rest of this game. West have got to chase up some points, and South Sydney look very confident with the ball.
Throwing the ball around. McGuinness, Deneville, Rainey again. And those forwards now are racing up out of the defensive line. Kennedy, he'll be closely watched today. Nick Edwards. Danavor. Georgialis. Siri Lang. Runner of the ball. Danavor takes it to the line. No pressure on him. Brasher stands his ground and takes it well. Quick play the ball also by Brasher.
Yeah, good play there from Tim Brasher, and gives his winger here, Howard, a good chance to get right away from their own goal line. A great catch, back to the ball. Had the presence of mind to bounce up to his knees and get a quick play the ball started straight away.
Scored the first try for Saints. They lead by 12 points to nil. Trindle. Possession so far, well, stacked in favour of the Rabbitohs. 70-30. It goes. O'Neill. Leo Clark goes back. As McGuinness with him, but Clark takes on the line. McGuinness naming the centres back at fullback. It's the latest, Mario with the baby.
Yeah, spare a thought for Kenny McGuinness. As we speak, his wife is in labour. Tommy Ronicus was asked, could he miss the game? And Tommy said, certainly not. Football's more important, so Kenny McGuinness is going to be on his mind today.
As he'll be peppered with bombs also. Danavor. Ramika. A short ball, well read by Saints. Last tackle. McGuinness. Good kick by McGuinness. It'll give the Magpies a breather. Yes, I think they need it.
Yeah, they do. It's very, very important that Leo Dinova tries to get some sort of control on this game now. With so many injuries and so many positional changes in the Western Suburbs lineup, there's no doubt their combination's going to be effective. And Leo Dinova's just got to demand the football, and between he and George Jarvis construct some type of attack to get themselves back in this football game. There you saw there on tackle 5, dumbing half, not really sure about who to throw to. Ken McGuinness came up with a good kick, but with this organisation is evident. Leo Dinova's got to take up the slack there. He's got to demand the ball a lot more often.
Hold it there. Form it up. Don't rush it in. Just form it. Form it away. Hold back, West. Nice and easy. Feet still. Feet still.
Trindle. O'Neill for Rodwell. Jarvis quickly across to make the tackle. Slattery. Back for Darren Burns. Likes to keep the ball alive. The former Magpie also.
Well, there's usually a lot of movement down amongst some of the clubs here as players search for a regular opportunity in first grade. Not uncommon in football nowadays to see some players change every couple of years. Some say one of the sorry parts about the game.
Lays it back. Burns takes on Damien Kennedy. Final tackle. Will they go to the air? Yes, they will once again.
Why not?
The pressure on Clark on the right wing. Drops it behind him. He was taken out of play.
You've taken the man. He's in the air. You're not going for the ball. No, he went for the man, not the ball.
There you go. You heard the ruling by Eddie Ward, and it was correct.
Really rugby league, the mid-air tackle, and what he was saying is that Tim Brasher didn't attempt to go for the ball, and you see there where he's actually waist high on Clark. You can only go up with the defending player if you're contesting the ball. You can't tackle him in mid-air and try and force the error.
Yeah, it's a good rule because you need to protect the player who's off the ground.
Yes, certainly. South Sydney got to make sure that they do simple things right. That was a great opportunity there. Nice kick by O'Neill. They've got to make sure that they make those chances stick as we see a penalty go to Western Suburbs now for some much-needed possession.
Get your hands out of there, 19. You've got no worries.
Well, Burns is the man penalised here on Kevin McGuinness. 2 players in the tackle.
No, we're not wearing. No, I know. All I'm going to say, we're not wearing high tackles. It's a high 13. We're not wearing them up there. You get them down.
Slattery was the man warned.
Back for a few penalties here now. Western Suburbs find themselves in a good attacking position. And again, Dinova and George Jarvis are the keys here.
Here they go. And they put on a try, the Magpies. McGuinness. Danavor. George Jarvis is cut out of the play. P.O. plays it back. Kennedy. Evan McGuinness. Inside ball for Raynor. Coxon. 1 metre out now. Final tackle. They go the blind. They come back the open. And a little knock on there at dummy half.
It's a frustrating set of 6 for the Magpies. They came down in the attacking position.
Paul Langback is missing from this game.
Because
He's
it's
a key
before the
player,
fifth play of the
Mario
ball.
Fennick.
The edge of his seat, Paul. A bit of an orderly start for Western Suburbs. 12-0 down. What do you think?
I just think South Sydney have got more enthusiasm. I've never seen Gillian Neal play with so much enthusiasm today. Must be rep football around coming around soon.
What about you've got enough problems in the team, and we've got Ken McGuinness, his wife is in labour as we speak. Obviously his mind might be in other places.
I don't know about that, but when you get on the field, mate, you just got to concentrate. And they're making too many yards, South Sydney. They're playing the ball way too quick. We're playing it too slow, so they're just dominating us everywhere.
Good luck with the back injury, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Back to the sideline. Now the Magpies would like to have him out there. Back it goes for O'Neill.
Okay, they're all in front.
Clark is there. McGuinness. Now this is Ken McGuinness. Trying to get around his opposite number in Carolina. Clark. Nowhere to go, coming off that right wing. Georgialis. Georgialis, no support. Now it comes. Kevin McGuinness, round one, round two, loses the ball. They are playing into the hands of the Rabbitohs.
Keep coming, Levin, kick.
Thought they were offside, they were.
Get out of there, three.
Brendan O'Meara, he read that they were offside on the short side there. Ran straight into the offside players from dummy half. McGuinness got out there, he hadn't marked up squarely. Another penalty for the Rabbitohs, and so Julian O'Neill is going to come up and try and stretch this lead beyond the 12 points.
I know there's two there.
Fine form with the group this year.
That's spectacular for
about 30 metres out here and about 15 metres in from touch.
15 from 15 this year. It's a nice record to have. Neo Denver starts to find O'Neill.
Two lots now.
Has been in spectacular form so far in this game.
He's got it now.
It's Georgialis.
Make sure you put the balls on the ground.
Waiting
and
for
the kick
somebody
stick.
to come. McGuinness eventually made it. Brasher. Good ball and all tackle.
It's an interesting decision, this kicking for goal. I mean, South Sydney are so dominant at the moment. The Western Suburbs have had to do a lot of defence. They've taken the odds to it and put it out and tried to put another one on them. When you're going well, possession at the other end of the field is so important. We're probably talking about here, even though we may kick this, it's probably a low percentage kick, giving Western Suburbs a little bit of a rest. If it happens to come up and miss it, well, it's an opportunity lost. And the Magpies have had a breather.
O'Neill has a perfect record this season. This is a tough kick. He strikes it low and hard. The flags go up, and now they lead by 14 points to well, they have come ready to play today. Now for the third time in this game, the Magpies will have to restart from the halfway line. They've been down in Rabbitohs territory just 2 occasions.
The last time they had a poor set of 6, and I keep saying that Dinevor and Georgialis are the keys to this side. They had a whole set of 6 down there where they didn't touch the ball. McGuinness virtually ran it from dummy half. I believe if Western Suburbs can get back into this game, that Dinevor and Georgialis have got to dominate the play for them.
14 points to nil the score. South's in front. Alice getting involved from the wing. Michael Francis has made a difference to the South Sydney side. Driven back on this occasion. Better defence there from Asiri Lang and Kennedy. Smith. Driven back by Lang again. Jordy Peets. Picks up Sloss. for O'Neill. They don't want to be in their own territory. McGuinness. Good kick.
One thing about South's play today is they have controlled the ball well coming out of trouble. They haven't given any loose ball to the Magpies at their own end of the field. And on the back of 5 constructive plays, a good kick and chase. It means the Western Suburbs are starting from their own end all the time. It's going to be a long afternoon for them unless they can force some errors and get some good ball at South Sydney end of the field.
Need to get out of their own area. Heavy defence. Lincoln Rodonicus, son of Coach Tommy. Loose ball. Exactly what they didn't need. And it goes into the hands of Grasher. Grasher, round 1. Now to Trindle. Trindle looking to calm up the Magpies. Michael Francis again. Making easy outs. Schloss has 1 try. Trindle. O'Neill. Slattery the dummy. Rodwood so close to being through. Slattery this time. Crossfield looking to link up, can't do so. O'Neill the playmaker. Now the bomb again for Grasher. Grasher gets up high. The ball goes forward. It's been knocked forward by the Rabbitohs. Back to the top.
That's the 4th bomb in the game where they've almost got a result. 2 tries and 2 very close to tries. And South Sydney on the back of the kicking game from Julian O'Neill. They're all over Western Suburbs at the moment. And the Magpies have got to force a penalty or force an error from this South side if they're going to get back in the game. South Sydney, you come along to a game with general plans, you want to kick and chase well, get your defence in order, force some errors from the opposition, and the Rabbitohs are doing it perfectly this afternoon. Everything they've come here to do is just work perfectly today.
Ben McDougall, and right centre. George Charles, good run out of dummy half. Takes on the line, Leo Denevor. Pops a great ball, McGuinness. Flings it. And it comes now. Keogh. And they've turned it over again. Phil Howlett comes up with it. Saints will lead by 14 points to 0, Mario. That's without David Hall.
I've got David Hall with me, the former North Sydney, and a great mate of mine, actually, David Hall. Nice to see 14 points to 0 on the board, a bit more confidence for the team.
I think the big thing, difference between this week and last week has been the intensity. Boys have come out with a lot more intensity, a lot more enthusiasm, and their go forwards improved 100%.
We've seen Michael Francis and Terry Hermanson certainly show good forward leadership up front. That's been the basis of the start so far.
Mate, there's no doubt that the forwards set the platform for the backs, and certainly Mick Francis and Terry Hermanson have gone forward sensational, setting up blokes like Darryl Trindle and Julian O'Neill to do their stuff.
Amara with the chase. Can't handle it, takes the corner flag.
Yeah, that was a bit of bad luck there. Western Suburbs with the penalty, but as we said before, David, it's play like this where they're pushing the ball and testing the Western Suburbs defence. It didn't happen last week.
Yeah, that's right, mate. It's playing it as sets of 6 and not giving the ball over to the opposition, which Norths are doing. They're taking full advantage of the set of 6 and they're getting through it.
How long we got for you?
Mate, it should be next week, hopefully.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, mate.
David Hall there with Mario Fennick. Watching on, Souths lead by 14 points to 0. The Magpies do a lot of this to struggle to get out of their territory. Jarvis, Rainey, play the ball. 16 is Lincoln Rodonicus, good offload. Kennedy, around 2, around 3. Actually taken to ground, final tackle. Denevor, sloppy play. Georgialis to the line, the high ball. Midfield bomb. O'Mara takes it well. And really, I think that about sums up the Magpies' effort so far. Sloppy play on the final tackle. And now a penalty. They're in plenty of trouble. Nick Edwards will be called out here. In fact, it's Adrian Rainey.
Listen, Troy, I'm screaming my lungs out at you. I'm saying, get on side 12. You don't want to listen. I told you before I got to put... Well, you better keep...
I don't think he could have been any clearer than that, Eddie Ward. He maintains he's screaming at the Western Suburbs players to get onside. They can't get back there. South Sydney are playing the ball too quickly for them. We heard Paul Langmack say that in the ruck area, which is so important, South Sydney are very, very dominant. And the Western Suburbs side have no answer at the moment. Important set of 6 for them here. They can't let South Sydney score again before half-time if they hope to get back in the game.
Michael Ostini. Schloss. Scored the first try for Souths. James Smith.
They set out long and deep to the left-hand side here.
Long ball to Burns. Trendle, second receiver. Third receiver. O'Neill shows it. Clark. Dougal tried to take it. Burns. He'll take on the line. Schloss. Trendle. Brasher. Brasher goes over untouched. Improves the position. The Rabbitohs are on fire. They lead by 18-0. Dazzling play. Too much ball, too much possession, and a touch of class.
Yes, mistakes and penalties have given South Sydney too much quality ball at this end of the field. Darryl Trimble there. Beautiful selecting pass on Tim Brasher. Leo Dinavor misread. Burns here to the line. Second phase play so important. Now the ball will come back to Geordie Peach. Picked up Trindle. Trindle to the line. The Western Suburbs defence standing mesmerised by the ball player as Tim Brasher hit the hole solidly on the outside. Caruana onto Burns. Burns onto Slattery, able to stand in the tackle, not wrapped up there by Kennedy. Peach back to Trindle. Now he'll go to the line, make some stand still. Brasher in the hole on the outside. And you know you've probably got a side boot when you race over in the corner and they allow you to run around under the post and improve the position like that. Not one Western Suburbs player with the enthusiasm to get back there and try and hold him near the sideline. And if you're not fighting for every point in rugby league, then you're just not in the game. Very, very big difference here. It might sound only trivial, but a big difference here between 18-0 and 20-0, and they've virtually handed the 2 points to them by allowing Brasher to run right around underneath the post there. At least make Julian O'Neill have to work for his 2 points.
3-try difference to a 4-try difference. O'Neill. His easiest conversion of the day. The flags go up. Now the Rabbitohs, they lead by 20 points to 0.
What South did do last week, second phase play, it puts pressure on the defence. That offload there puts the Western Suburbs defence in 2 minds. Trindle's a quality player, and he shows that by the pass. And Brasher, as Phil Gould said, wraps it around the pace.
Well, the test team to be announced tonight at 6:15. So try won't do Tim Brasher's chances any harm.
Sort of been the forgotten man in discussions, hasn't he? Robbie O'Davis and Darren Lockyer grabbing most of the headlines. Newcastle's big loss last night, perhaps a big performance by Tim Brasher. He has served rep football well in the past. Well, it may be the case of too little too late.
Alice. James Smith. A player who was dropped from the starting 13 then. Made his way back into the outfit just like this man. Darren Burns tackled right on the halfway line.
Well, Steve Martin has maintained all year that he wants consistency and he wants enthusiasm and intensity and all those nice words from his football team. But the message has hit home because today what we're seeing is a very, very enthusiastic football team playing with great confidence, playing to a pattern. There's a chance for Western Suburbs here.
James Keogh is the player. Tackled right on the halfway line. Those players offside. No play on is the call from referee Eddie Wood. Rainey, driven backwards. Guinness. Initiates. McGuinness again. Dangerous if he can get into some space, Kevin McGuinness. Denevor tries it himself. Good kick, Chase just didn't get the bounce, but it was worth a try.
A couple of big plays by Brendan O'Mara in this half. He's caught bombs well. He's forced some penalties with some quick runs out of dummy half from there. And Leo Denevor spotted that Tim Brasher was well up in the defence line. Chip kicked over the top. And O'Mara read it beautifully from the right, from the left wing. Came in and made a very, very difficult take look easy.
South Sydney dominating possession, 62 to 38. Dominating the scoreboard.
I know that was a dangerous situation there for South, but it will make them feel good about their defence that on tackle 3 and 4, the opposition are looking for one-out chip kicks to try and break their line or come up with some points. It's a bit of a pat on the back there for the South Sydney defence. After conceding 40 last week against the Bears, Mario Fennick, you'd be happy there's more steel in the middle there today.
Well, that's what you need, Gus. It's the basis of any successful team. It's strength up the middle, and South is showing that, although there's a long way to go, as we see Western Suburbs desperately trying to scramble their way back.
Bad news for Pomeroy. It looks like he won't be back, Mario.
Yeah, he's got a broken wrist. They were looking at on the sideline. It looked like he was in a fair bit of pain, as we see a good hit there by Julian O'Neill. But the Western Suburbs, their luck's gone from bad to worse, and we see another mistake.
Well, O'Neill will talk about this for a long time.
Got the ball.
The shoulder charge.
Man was tackled.
Yeah, but I knocked it out.
Nothing.
And then he could have a case here, Rainey.
Don't
That's a
start
second
that
tackle
shit.
from O'Neill.
No,
doubt
quiet.
about
Play the
it.
game.
Well, not really, because the Western Suburbs player was entitled to get up and run.
outside left.
I thought he was getting up to play the ball.
Well,
Hold
if
it.
he is, he's playing the ball without being tackled. The tackle wasn't completed, and Julian Neal was 100% right. You see that happen a lot. Players will get knocked to the ground and get up to play the ball when they shouldn't be allowed to. They should be getting up to run the ball.
Inside ball, they keep it alive. Slattery again. Another chance for South Sydney. One. Back in the ground. Geordie Peets. 8 metres out from the try line. Trendle changes the direction. Comes back for Burns. Last tackle. Magpies are dead on their feet. O'Neill, short kick. McGuinness rounds it. It'll be a dropout.
Great play by Julian O'Neill. We said in the preview to the game that Trindle and O'Neill held the key to the Rabbitohs' chances today, and behind some great go forward from Terry Hermanson, James Smith, Michael Francis. Julian O'Neill has the ball on the string today.
West.
His kicking game's been exceptional.
Got a big game against Cronulla 2 weeks ago here at the stadium.
I think Paul Langmack said earlier
Stay
on
behind
it
it.
must be representative time, no doubt. The spot in that Queensland State of Origin side will be on Julian O'Neill's mind.
He wants the number 6 jumper. James Smith. He's dropping players and bringing them back. It works, Gus. Hermanson. Now for Schloss. Takes on the small man and Kevin McGuinness. Mousetrap play. Trendle. O'Neill gets the try. 24-0. The try rampage continues for Souths.
Yes, and there's some very worrying signs here for Tom Radonicus and the Western Suburbs team. It's as though they feel they can't stop the tide. It's what become a tidal wave here with the Rabbits. Watching the kick here as a reception on the Michael Ostini. No hit of a forward pass there, I don't believe. A great little mousetrap play here as Trindle comes along, and a selective pass there, a second man play around the back. O'Neill scribbles to get across the line. Geordie Peets taps it back, Trindle picks it up on the fly. The referee there may have been used as a little bit of a shepherd, but a poor reading defence by the Western Suburbs side, and O'Neill's able to force his way across. He's got a kick from 20 metres out and about 15 metres in from touch to take us to 26 points to nil. A minute and a half left before half time. And what can you say? It's just a great day for the Rabbits.
It's a great day for South Sydney, isn't it? Back to the glory days. It is a long, long time since they have led a team 24 points to nil.
I guess the thing for them is how they're going to handle their halftime talk. I mean, what?
They'll be shell-shocked at halftime in the dressing rooms. Well, they're used to copping a shellacking by their coach. They'll be full of praise.
I think Steve Martin will say, well, look, how have we got this far? And the answer will be, we've controlled the ball, kicked and chased well. He says, well, is there any reason to change what we're doing? Let's go out and keep the same going. Western Suburbs can't handle it. As O'Neill moves in, that'll be a goal.
It's up again, the flags. He's on fire, Julian O'Neill. Converts his own try. The scoreboard now, an embarrassment for the Magpies. 26 points to nil. They're 1 minute away from the halftime break. It can't come quick enough for the Magpies. McGuinness. Down for Trindle. Trindle knock on. There won't be time for the Magpies to form this scrum. The ball has been kicked away. The siren goes.
Got there to pack the scrum in the case.
No time left. Maybe that was the Magpies' best chance of the
Not in this
half.
case.
26 points to nil. 4 tries to nil. It's been a supreme performance by South Sydney. 26-0 the scoreline from the stadium. We'll take a short break.
Right, Tim.
Eddie Ward checks with Tim Brasher. He's okay. South Sydney are okay. They lead by 26 points to nil. The Magpies, they need a modern-day miracle to come back, and they do. They need to score first. It goes without saying. McGuinness. Adrian Rainey worked hard in the first 40. Slips that one out for McGuinness. Kennedy. Is this one back? Ramica looking for the inside ball, had no support. Just short of the halfway line. Coxon with a crucial error in the first half. Back it goes to the left-hand side, McGuinness. They'll run the ball. Back for Ken McGuinness. A Siri Lang on the toe. The Brasher diffused the problem there. Mario Fennick, you're in the rooms at the halftime break.
I was a team in the South Sydney dressing room, and the basic message from Steve Martin was, he said, don't forget what has got you in this strong position. He said it's just a good go forward with some offloads. He praised his forward pack for setting up the platform. He said to his backs to be patient. He said there was going to be a lot of gaps out there. He said to make sure they don't get too excited. He praised Darryl Trindle and Julian O'Neill for their control over the game. And he just wanted them to continue and steady as she goes. In the Western Suburbs, Tom Rodona just very upset with his side's commitment. He said he's happy to get beat, but he wants to see them dig in a bit more, and they were his words. He said, we're not giving ourselves a chance by giving them possession. They've had too much football. He said it's another half, and let's get some credibility.
You stop smiling yet, Mario?
Oh, very difficult.
Call out, let him go.
I'm going to be partial, but I'm smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Second time for the season. Long wait to see Mario smile. It's like 4 weeks.
Didn't say it, Tim. Take it to it, Wes.
Magpies get a piggyback out of their own territory. Ramica.
I think the message from Steve Martin was very important there. South Sydney wouldn't have found themselves in this position, certainly not for a few years. And a lot of these players haven't had a great experience in closing out a win. It's very, very important that they stick to the basics and the things that have gotten them to this point on the scoreboard. Now Western Suburbs have sniffed that perhaps they've come in with any less intensity.
Rainey plays it back. Bernavore. Georgianis. McGuinness just stopping as he got to the line and loses that one.
He's had a rule here that the South Sydney player actually played at this and knocked it on. You see McGuinness there with the ball in one hand.
West.
And Jim Smith slaps at the ball there and knocks it on. Good decision here by the referee. We'll get the scrum feed to the Western Suburbs line.
Don't rush it, form them
A
first.
little bit of possession here.
West.
Could even up that.
Get in lock,
lopsided
stay there,
time
stay there.
possession
Speak
statistics
still,
we saw
speak
at
still.
half-time.
to score off this set of 6. Georgialis. Clark. Google it was, in fact. And Georgialis out of dummy half. Good run. Steals 10 metres. Ramica. Standing in that tackle. Will he offload? Yes, he will. McGuinness, Kevin.
Good play on there from Eddie Ward there. He knew that that Ramica was still a chance and gave him every opportunity.
Daneville. Run around Georgialis. Asiri Lang. Asiri Lang reaches out. Willis for the corner. And Willis gets there. Darren Willis. Eventually they score. That's the tonic they needed. Will it start the fight back? 26-4.
Well, it's a long fight back. That's the thing. The first half was poor, but they've started very quickly in the second half, and on the back of a penalty and a scrum win, they've shown that with possession and a little bit of ball control at the right end of the field, they have the skill to get through this South Sydney side. See Dinover here, we said he's an important player. Asiri Lang stretching out, able to get one over the top, and Darren Willis goes in low and hard into the corner for a try. See the one play here from Ramica. This was very, very good refereeing. A lot of referees here would have called held. Ramica kept fighting. He was always a chance of an offload. They didn't have him. They let him fight and then get the ball away. Now, a lot of referees would have pulled that up and said that that was held. He wasn't held. He was still working for his yards. And Eddie Ward there, veteran of 208 first-grade games, state of origins, grand finals. He said, keep going, Tiger. I'll give you all the time you like. It's given Western Suburbs what they needed. Leo Dinover with the kick.
Short and wide. Dinover's conversion attempt, but they are on the scoreboard eventually. South lead by 26 points to 4.
A bit more possession for Western Suburbs, and they do well with it. McGuinness out of dummy half. Little play there. This was a tackle that had to be made, and it wasn't. Well done by Lane there. Gives it to Willis. And the hands go in the air from Western Suburbs. Something to cheer about. 26 points to 4.
So, stay behind it. Stay behind him. Don't go early. Time to run.
Eddie Ward there just warning the Souths players to stay behind the kicker. And O'Neill, the Magpies, got caught earlier in this game. Creep yards. Evans. Nick Evans.
Important thing here for the Magpies is that, again, they get back to that mentality. We've got to be next to score. If they can score another try and perhaps get South Sydney a little bit nervous, anything's possible in the game. Great big hit there from South Sydney. Jolted the ball loose, but unfortunately it fell for Western Suburbs.
James Smith making that hit. Rainey lines up again, just short of the halfway line. Kevin McGuinness to Deneville. Inside ball, Remica. Struggles again. Deneville. Kicks for position. This is a super kick by Deneville. There's only one Magpie chasing. Brasher beats him. Got around Leo Clark.
Yeah, poor defence there by Western Suburbs, and a great run by Tim Brasher. Alleviates a little bit of pressure. It'll be interesting to see now what South Sydney do with the football. They've had everything going their own way. Here's the run by Brasher, and a poor chase there by McDougall. Really did nothing to hem him in there and left his teammate posted one-on-one. See if South Sydney remain positive with the ball now that Western Suburbs have begun so well in the second half. It'll be a good test of their resolve if they can just fall back into the pattern that's done them so well in the first half.
James Smith enjoying this match against his old club. Unwanted by the Magpies at the end of last season. Back for O'Neill. The right boot. He's down for Leo Clark. Deneville. Georgialis standing wide. Asiri Lang. Some pulling down. Does Asiri Lang.
Now they spread the ball there, West, but South Sydney had more than enough defenders. Probably a bad call on that option.
Andrew Willis, the only try scorer for the Magpies. Still short of the halfway line. Asiri Lang. Round one. Ramica looking to offload always.
Has the ability to offload Darren Ramaker. He's quite a good player with the ball, can step, get himself into space, has a very quick play the ball.
Denver knock on, but I was about to say some of the service coming from the Magpies at dummy half
Keep coming, West, keep coming,
has been ordinary. But then again, they had their excuses with their regular dummy half and Cherry Mesher missing.
Widen up, get at the 10.
And again here on the breakdown play, Western Suburbs very slow to regroup. This has happened 3 or 4 times for them in this game so far. But they've turned the ball over and then not reset quickly in defence. And culminated their area, or exaggerated their area by giving a penalty on the back of a turnover.
You weren't the only one, there was 3 years.
Let's mention that dummy half area, Mario Fennick. You have Cheriako Mesher with you.
Yeah, you mentioned Cherry Mesher. He's sitting right here beside me. Cherry, a good start to the second half. 26 points to nil is a big ask. Can you fight your way back?
Well, it's a big ask, but I think if we hang in there, have a good defensive line, move off our line, and just wait for some mistakes or make some mistakes happen, hopefully we can get back in the game.
Geez, you've been dealt a few blows with injury, unbelievable injury. Told Harvey Howard. I understand Brett Pommy's got a broken wrist.
Yeah, it's just getting from bad to worse at the moment. But, you know, some of these kids, it's a good opportunity for them, and this is like what it's all about, isn't it? When someone gets hurt, someone else creates something, so hopefully something happens.
Arawana keeps that ball alive for Brasher. Back it goes for Burns. He goes back now. Taking a touch high by McGuinness. Play the ball back for Trindle. Across field. Inside ball. O'Neill looking for try number 2. 1 metre short. Peets. Geordie Peets. The dummy from dummy half. He gets the 4-pointer. South's replying. They chalk up 30 points. 30 points to 4 they lead.
Yeah, the old chestnut here from the dummy half. Geordie Peets raced around, plenty of support down the short side. Gets Western Suburbs off their line, but they don't attend to the player with the ball, that being the dummy half. Been out of the top grade for a couple of years, had a couple of good years with Canterbury Bankstown. That'll be a nice feeling for him now, a try in first grade. South Sydney, well, that question was answered straight away. The first time in possession, very positive with the ball, earned themselves a penalty, and a good set of sixes produced a try, and whatever hopes there was of a comeback from Western Suburbs have been nipped in the bud.
5 from 5, Julian O'Neill. 18 out of 18 for season 1998. Struggling behind the line. They must regroup, but this match is gone and they need to take something positive to next weekend's round of matches. O'Neill is out to turn the screws.
How many you say he's kicked in a row?
18.
18 in a row.
Pressure builds with every one, doesn't it?
They're all the same kick. 20 metres out, 10 metres in from touch.
Be aware of he's getting up there in the numbers. And they go up again. 19 from 19, O'Neill. And the scoreline, 32 points to 4.
Time to run. Time it. Just kicked.
Short kick off by the Magpies. They have to try something. Rodwell. And Mario Fennick, you still have Cherry Mesher there.
I still have him with me. I tell you, his head went down when South scored. As you see Howlett looking threatening. Cherry, you've lost a lot of players. It must be hard for you sitting on the sideline.
It is. It's, you know, you feel really bad about yourself and, you know, the way the team's going, and you just wish you could be out there. But, mate, hopefully I'll be back next week, and it's up to me to try and do something too. So.
With all the players that were cut last year by Tommy, must put a bit of pressure on the younger players, and you'll see Sloss make a break.
It does. It puts a lot of pressure on them, and I think it's probably up to our senior players, you know, to try and take them through the game. You know, as the game goes, try and keep them in there. and keep positive to him.
Good luck with your injury, mate.
Okay, thank you.
Final tackle for the Rabbitohs. Trendle. He'll kick for his right wing. Barasha is there, he'll bat it back. In fact, he takes it. And it's a turnover on the final tackle. Isn't too far away from taking that and planting it over the try line.
That's one thing I've got to say about the South Sydney kicking game. It's been very, very accurate, but all their kickers have had a tremendous amount of time to get their shot away. Western Suburbs putting no pressure on the kicker. As a result, they're pinpoint perfect, the chase is good, and they're always under pressure.
Kevin McGuinness. Run a touch more out of dummy half. Denevor. And then Kennedy ducks under one. Yates. Out the back for Denevor. Kevin McGuinness looking to get Georgialis involved. And he loses the ball. The tail of woe just continues for the Magpies. In fact, Steve Georgialis is down hurt at the moment.
Yeah, this happened in the earlier game today between West and South in under-23s. A couple of West players shaken up with injuries and bad breaks. Hope Steve Georgialis then, that's a bad one. That'll be a knee or ankle injury. We don't need to see this too often.
He was injured, then he let the ball go.
It'll look like a knee or ankle injury there. Let's hope he's okay. It just looked a lot worse than it was.
Georgialis hopefully will be okay. Joined the Magpies back in 1993. Had 5 seasons with the Eastern Suburbs club. They were called Eastern Suburbs in those days. And the City Roosters. Virtually every position on the park. Great utility for the Magpies. They have been struggling today. 32-4 the scoreline. Shaken up by injuries and shaken up by South Sydney. Denevor, final tackle. The high ball wasn't deep enough. Taken by Willis. It comes down for Trendle. And now Trendle out of his own territory. He's been sharper this week after coming back into first grade last week.
I think the entire South Sydney club has been stung into action. One of their former great players this morning in the press was fairly harsh in his comments about the club and their attitude.
Sattler and Bob McCarthy.
They've certainly answered any criticism today.
You're the captain now?
I guess as times as a coach you sit back and watch a good performance like this, and it only makes
Defender's gun goes to you because you're intentionally want to land on the player. It's not on, right? I called both two captains out because just in this second half, the play the balls have become absolutely ratchet. You want to stuff around. If you just don't want to clean it up, I will by giving penalties and getting rid of people. So it's up to you now, right? He was laying on the play, he wouldn't get up, he just wants to hold him down.
Eddie Ward not happy with the simply play the balls, the holding down in the tackle. It's to speed up the play the ball area. Warning both skippers on that occasion that if they don't clean up those areas, he will by giving penalties, and they don't want to see that. They're 7-6 at the moment.
Hold it!
I'm feeling there's plenty more tries to come from the South Sydney outfit. They've had trouble scoring tries so far this season. Not today. Michael Austin. Trendle. Slattery. Now Carolina. O'Mara. Brendan O'Mara. Still going. Eventually taken to ground or put on the ground. But stopped. Long ball. O'Neill. Carrying the ball at the front. Sloss hasn't stopped all day. Hasn't stopped for 2 years. Jimmy Peets. Rasher. Slattery. Rasher. Peets. Now Trendle. Smith. Control of the football by Souths. Drop goal. Successful 33 points to 4. Not too sure what it does, but it adds another point to the scoreboard.
Well, it keeps it ticking, and it keeps West on the back foot, and it keeps your side positive. And there's going to be a day when you need the 1 point, so you may as well practice taking them now. South Sydney doing everything right today. I mean, their ball control is tremendous, and as the game goes on, they've got more and more confidence in their own ability to move the ball. Their attack has been very stagnant in previous weeks, haven't been coming up with a lot of points. Suddenly you sit back and you look at a performance like this and you say, well, where's it been?
I hope it reappears next week.
Well, that's the battle for first grade, is consistency. Consistency is everything. Cutting down the difference between your best and your worst. We can see South Sydney at their best today. Probably saw them at their worst last week. I mean, the difference between the two performances is staggering.
Steenie, we've seen a fair bit of that this week. Brisbane, Newcastle, and now Souths. James Smith. O'Neill. Leo Clark. Can't get around O'Meara. He's had a very good game on the left wing.
He certainly has. There's been a lot of good South Sydney players, but I think if Julian O'Neill went and got in the shower now, we could still give him the man of the match 22 minutes before full time. His passing, particularly his kicking game, has been outstanding.
Adrian Rainey. Good hit by Smith. Steve Martin would like to see the Rabbitohs finish off this game. Yates.
Well, they'd be letting themselves down if they dropped off the intensity for the sake of the last 20 minutes of the game. They want to finish this game on a high. The last 20 minutes is going to be just as important as the first 20. They don't want any letdowns between now and full time. Finish on a high note.
Rasher can't stop that one with the boot. Kick chased by the Magpies has been below par today. Here goes Howlett. Howlett. Guinness gets him eventually, but a good gain of 15 metres.
They've been beaten in all the bases. Basically been defeated at the play the ball. The speed of the play the ball, dominance around the rucks, and in all the little areas like the kick chase and ball control. South Sydney has been so good.
Cut out ball for Caruana. Nara. Fumble by Caruana. Wasn't too sure if he got it in the second grab or not.
Who's coming on, go?
Closer look.
Just give him a chance.
You may feel a little bit disappointed with that. So he got a good handle on it the second time. Certainly would have appeared like a knock on to the referee. Oh, might have been to pick that up. Was a forward pass anyway.
They'd have been lucky to go their way, the Magpies.
Well, they need some players back from injury. It's quite obvious. They need to have a settled combination and get some confidence about their football. Their last two performances were admirable. And they're very competitive in those games, but another 4 or 5 changes to their starting lineup today. Key players out injured. Brenton Pomeroy hurt in the first few minutes of the game. It doesn't help the cause at all.
Monicus. Denevor shows it. Good ball from McGuinness. And one more Magpie there. Denevor knocks on. Took his eye off the ball. Looked at the defensive line, Mario Fennick, and then the fumble.
I've got South captain Sean Garlick, a bit of a smiling Sean Garlick at that. It's been a tough start to the season for South Sydney, but today they built a nice platform through the forwards. Julian Neal's done some good things as well.
Yes, I think the main thing is that we've got the basics right, as you said. You know, our play the ball's been nice and quick, we've been running with support, and we've been meeting him in defence, and it's really paved the way for blokes like Jules to do his things that he does best.
Judging by what I've seen in this second half, O'Neill and Trindle are certainly starting to form a good combination, but it's your forwards that are really controlling the football, not making mistakes. Hermanson's been outstanding. Michael Francis's injection into the south side's proved dividends as well.
Yeah, that's right, Mario. We're getting good field position. You know, Terry's he's probably the best he's played for a long time. He's getting us forward on the field. Michael Ostuni when he comes on. Mick Francis, that's what he does best, and everybody's rolling their sleeves up and running with plenty of support too.
Well, it must have been tough at training when you lose a number of games on the trot. You play Manly next week. This guy O'Mara's had a great game as well, very underrated, but hopefully there'll be some nice confidence in the South Sydney camp this week.
Well, that's right, Mario. You know yourself when you're losing, it's hard to get that confidence, and you play so much better when you got it. This is a real shot in the arm for the team and for the club. You know, the second grade had a really good win as well after losing last week, and it's just what this club needed.
Well said. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Mario.
Brendel. O'Neill. O'Neill for the corner. O'Neill, will he get there? No! He took the corner flag. It'll come back to the 20. He deserved a second try.
I like the fact he pinned his ears back and went for it. You'll see O'Neill come here. He has a little glance, you'll see McGuinness, and then he found another yard. Stretching, striving for the line. McGuinness comes across the top. Importantly, got a hand on the ball, so he rolled him, gave himself the opportunity, and you see there O'Neill's leg went into touching goal before he was able to get that ball down.
Come on, fellas, just settle it down. We're rushing things.
But he took him on.
Very scrappy. Let's just settle
Now
it down.
another Western Suburbs mistake is going to give South Sydney an attacking scrum feed.
Hold it up. Hold it.
18 minutes left on the scoreboard.
Get back, prepare.
I think the Rabbits, Mario, they're about to put them away well and truly.
Oh, mate, settle down, son. I'm on the edge of my seat here. Good to see South. They needed this win. Feel sorry for Western Suburbs, though. They've been under pressure.
O'Neill back for Brasher. O'Neill and Brasher are starting to get a good combination together. And there was a bit of a high shot there from a Magpie on Tim Brasher, who remains on the ground.
A bit of a late call here from Eddie Ward. He probably caught twice.
The tackles, get him down, right?
He's been striving for consistency with all his decisions.
Down,
it's not
keep
a bad
him down,
one.
we stay out of trouble.
But as I say, it's the ones that referees like to give them a warning on. And Eddie Ward, on the score of consistency there, had to stop the game. Interesting to see what South Sydney do here. They're going to kick for goal.
Mario Fennick not too much in this one.
No, as Gus Gould said, the thing that worries me about rugby league is fair enough, we've got to clean it up, but they try to outsmart themselves at times. It's an aggressive game, and that's what I like about it. And, I just hate to see them go over the top.
And Julian O'Neill today scored a try. He's kicked 6 goals. It's 19 in a row.
What's the record?
The record is still held by Mick Cronin, I believe. He's up around 26.
Is that still the record? 26?
So Taylor went fairly close in 1996. Kicked about 22, 23 in a row.
This should be number 20.
The streak, I remember, came to an end against North Queensland in Townsville. So Julian O'Neill with 20 in succession if the yellow flags go up here. And they do. 20 in a row for Julian O'Neill. South Sydney flags, that famous red and green, 35-4 the score.
Yeah, interesting. You're 33-4 in front on the scoreboard. You've only got 3,000 or 4,000 fans here. You're trying to create a little bit more following, I guess, tries and wins and what's going to bring people in.
McGuinness has had plenty of practice at that, the restart. Clash between Brasher. Can tell the test team is announced tonight. He wanted that ball. Quick play the ball. Great work by Brasher. Caruana now. Yards out of dummy half. Hermanson. Got the new fast haircut.
Certainly has given him a good platform today, Terry Hermanson. On his day, one of the best yardage men in the game.
Burns. Instead of 6 so far for Saints. O'Neill easily around Denevor. Might have to kick with the left boot here. Flicks it back for O'Mara. He gets a kick in, McGuinness. O'Mara makes the tackle eventually. Yeah, Clark. Burns coming off the left wing will do some work. Nick Edwards. Yates have just struggled to make any impression. South's defensive line. Back it goes. McGuinness with the kick. Sits up nicely for Brasher. Running like the Brasher of old.
Probably the most aggressive I've seen Tim Brasher in some time. He's really charged the ball back strongly today.
Howlett. Can't get around the tackle of Coxon. Michael Francis, I think he's in first grade for a while, Mario.
Well, he provided a nice go forward. There's Parsons there. It's funny, you build a nice base and you can just continue. And that's what football's about. Go forward, then look to go wide.
Burns into the space. And Peters taking the ground. He's backing up. Caruana. O'Neill, inside ball. Too easy for the Rabbitohs. They pick up another. Their 6th try for the game. And they have simply been too good.
Yeah, wonderful play here from Julian O'Neill. Tackle 5, he had all the defence going one way. See the good little play, the preceding play, Trindle up the middle to Burns. Burns will get a path away to Willie Peters. Willie Peters smothered up by the defence. Now they had both sides of the field to go to. Caruana selectively chose their playmaker, Julian O'Neill. Got the defence going towards the sideline, turned it back on the inside. Jimmy Smith read the play well, goes around beside the post. Watch O'Neill, takes all the defence wide. Jimmy Smith patient on the inside. Leo Dinner less than enthusiastic in getting back to reset. And all the advantages today with the Rabbits. They're having just one of those days.
Magpies are having a day they would love to forget. O'Neill, 7 from 7 today, 13 from 13 before he entered this game. That's up to 20. It's for 21 in succession.
Minutes left on the clock here. Rabbitohs in a very strong frame of mind. I don't think we've seen the last of the tries. Julian O'Neill.
Oh, that's just skimmed it.
Went off the cushion.
But he makes it 41 points to 4.
Yeah, good quality possession for South Sydney. Nice play there. O'Neill draws all the crabs to him. And there's Jimmy Smith, former Western Suburbs player. Big smile on his face there, he's happy.
On the runner here.
Guinness. Action replay, the restart. 41 before the scoreline. Brasher picks up Parsons right into the defensive line. Bill Howlett played for the rest of the world against Australia last season. Park. Hermanson does make quite an impression, doesn't he? How they left him out of the test team for New Zealand, I don't know. Smith. Willie Peters at dummy half. Left foot kick, big in goal areas. McGuinness slips over and he gets out of the field. Gets out into the field of play.
There's good signs here from South Sydney. They're really going to the wire with this performance. They had the game won halfway through the first half, but haven't let up with their intensity for the entire 80 minutes. And as I said before, if they can finish on a high note here, really finish this performance off, it'll be a good forerunner into their big game against Manly next weekend, which will relive memories of days gone by, Manly versus South Sydney.
Continue to go. Danavor with the kick. Brasher goes back. He's had a big game, is Tim Brasher. Picks up Trindle. And Trindle takes the tackle. The end it came from Ben McDougall. Minutes to go, Mario. More points to come.
Yeah, South Sydney have been pretty consistent throughout this game. That'll please Steve Martin. Nice go forward. They haven't spilled too much football, which will please him. It's a great basis for their clash next week against the fired-up Manly. And they need 2 points now, so let's hope they can continue.
Jump to 4 competition points.
I think more than the 2 points is the credibility they've restored today. A lot of these players enticed to come to the Rabbits to help them survive in a period of uncertainty for their rugby league future. The results haven't been there, but today's performance, I think, leads into plenty of confidence about the future for the Rabbits.
Guinness hasn't seen any open space whatsoever, has McGuinness, who's been forced to play the dummy half role with Joey Mesher out injured. Danavor back for Keogh. Picks up Rainey. I like his commitment. Still a teenager. Takes it forward, but lacking experience. Kennedy can't get the ball to Remika. Caruana was the player there.
Yeah, good hustle by Caruana, and immediately they go wide through Trindle.
Lewis made the tackle. Parsons, one of the tallest players going around in the competition. It's the Rabbitohs, some oomph off the bench. Peters struggling for yards. Rainey hangs on around the foot. Hermanson, that right shoulder. Right boot kick. Maybe too big. Oh, McGuinness. Mario, I think that just about sums things up.
Well, it does. Julian O'Neill, a fine player. He's been criticised over the years for not having too much discipline. Today he's played a great game of football. He's a quality player, we all know that. And certainly he's very, very valuable to South Sydney. Let's hope that he can keep it up.
On the score of individual performances, you wouldn't have seen a more dominant individual performance from any team this season than what Julian O'Neill has handed in for his team today. I know he's on the back of a pack of forwards that are knocking the ball forward and giving him plenty of space, but he's just controlled play so well.
Final tackle. Guinness standing deep. 6.5 minutes to go. It's just out on the field. It was a 40-20 metre kick. Effort landed in the field of play, I think.
Those two kicks sum up the day, don't they? I mean, Julian O'Neill's ball was going down for short, pulled up a half a yard short, and that one only inches out over the sideline for Western Suburbs. Mario, 6 minutes to go. If they got another one in, they might be. They've mocked him.
Not in this set of 6.
Well, that's disappointing. Francis has been a good player for them today. I'm sure he'll be disappointed with that, but South Sydney now winding down the clock.
Keep riding them, Mario. Don't let them drop off now.
Oh, you know how I played Gus. To a wire.
Rainy.
What if the coach came out to you now, Mario, and said, you can have an early shower, you've done enough?
Oh, you know we're going to that, Gus. Leave me out there. You put him to the sword now.
The McGuinness boys trying to combine, but it's been an unhappy day.
I'll put it this way, there's 5 minutes left if you've got 5 minutes left in you.
This is the sweetest part of the game, Gus.
Rasher comes away. Howard. The Rabbitohs have been stung by criticism and they've responded in the best possible way. Barrett taking a touch high before Eddie walks with nothing on. Not much in it. Play on the call. Geordie Peets has controlled the play well from dummy half. Smith has had a good game.
A very solid game, Jim Smith. He's backed his 2 front rowers up well. Some good yardage play and some nice little subtleties around the rucks. Julian O'Neill with yet another bomb. Pinpoint accurate. Look at this.
Here comes Brasher.
Whoa.
Oh, it just stuck the 2 paws up in the air. And it stuck. Brasher was steaming through.
I haven't seen a better kicking game by this from an individual. Brasher there probably a little unlucky not to get a penalty. But everything that Julian O'Neill has kicked today has been perfect. Rubber kicks, bombs, clearing kicks, kicks to pin the opposition down behind their line. I don't want to labour the point, but geez, had a good game.
Those kicks have been good.
If you're trying to show anyone, any young player, about the importance of a kicking game and how it can be executed in so many different ways, you can grab this tape today and watch Julian O'Neill's performance.
McGuinness accelerates. Gets the ball to Venable. Will they get their second try? They won't stop a Siri Lang. They pick up try number 2. Way too little, way too late, but they get their second try. 31 points to 8.
The ball fanned out wide here to the left. A little bit of a misread in defence there. Left McGuinness on a slower player on the inside. Selectively picked up Dinavor. Dinavor didn't have the pace to go on. Got it to a Siri Lang. Just be able to skip out of the last tackle there and put it down underneath the post. We'll see here Dinavor holds up the defence now. McGuinness is on the outside of Trindle, who couldn't get across in time to make the tackle. Back inside for Dinavor. Dinavor over the top. A Siri Lang underneath the post, 41 to 10. Probably a disappointing finish for South Sydney. We'd like to finish these games off on a high note.
Venable with the conversion, making it 41 points to 10. A Siri Lang. The Magpies scoring. He's just a back rower on occasions recently. Tim Brasher, a couple of minutes left, looking for his partner in crime there, Julian O'Neill. He's had one of his best games, had a big game against Cronulla 2 weeks ago.
An interesting game next week between this side and Manly. I mean, Manly will be coming off a tremendous high, finally back to form against the Broncos on Friday night in South Sydney. Well, their confidence will be restored after a tremendous win today. And clashes between Manly and South over the years have been tremendous. A lot of tradition, a lot of spirit there. Sets it up for a great game next week.
Be a big game. South's up against Manly. An unhappy 3 weeks for the Magpies. It's the one victory so far this season, Coxon. Eventually got Brenton Pomeroy there. Rampaging prop forward back on the park. He played just a few minutes of this game before we believe breaking his wrists. Back from McGuinness. It's Ken. Final tackle. Daneville. The boot. Howlett drops back. Fields it. McGuinness. Kevin was there along with a Siri Lang.
45 seconds left on the clock. This one's all over. Congratulations to the South Sydney club on an excellent performance. The Western Suburbs, they've got to lick their wounds. They need some personnel back on the field. Terrible one with injuries and Tom McGonigas. That had all to do with the preparation for their side next week.
Burns going to play his way back into the top 17, the top 13 in fact. Final tackle. O'Neill will just kick it out. Looking to run that clock down. Both teams are looking for an early finish to this game. The Rabbitohs for all the right reasons. The Magpies for all the wrong ones. The siren has sounded. The pain and the anguish all over for the Magpies. The Rabbitohs get their second victory of the season. 41 points to 10. one they set up in the opening 5 minutes.
Two early tries set the platform for the game. Tremendous ball control by South Sydney. And the thing that will impress their coach, Steve Martin, was their intensity. It was consistent for the entire 80 minutes. That's what he's been looking for from his side. He's dropped players to get the point across. And those who were put in the side today supported their coach with a tremendous 80-minute performance.